You're watching Tamaqua Choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the special presentation as we are beginning to kick off the high school football season here in Hazleton. Now, as we're coming on the air, we are getting ready for the jumpers from the Pocono skydiving to exit the plane right above Harmon Guy Stadium. The first jumper is out. The second one has just jumped out of the plane. They are bringing in an American flag along with the game ball and a special coin for a coin toss. They are hovering above us. The jumpers just came out. So tonight, if you're just joining us, we are kicking off the high school football season in Hazleton, kind of in style tonight. We did have a tailgating party from 4 to 6:30 here at Harmon Guy Stadium where we got everybody out to enjoy this event. They are here at the game now, just pardon.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
There we have the national anthem by Mary Cross, Harmon Guy Stadium in Hazleton. Now we have a lot still going on here. The skydivers are starting to make their descent. They are coming right above Harmon Guy Stadium here tonight, and they are bringing in the American flag, the game ball, and a special coin from Mayor Jeff Cassat for tonight's game. Tonight, Hazleton area Cougars are taking on the Pottsville Crimson Tide here at Harmon Guy. There's the first guy down on the field tonight. This was all made possible through Councilman Tony Colombo, Hazleton Area Superintendent Brian Uplinger, Hazleton Area Athletic Director Fred Barletta, all came together to get this today going on. The most jumps here at Harmon Guy Stadium with the gentleman that just landed with us. The second guy is coming in right now on about the 20-yard line, the 30-yard line, and he is down here at Harmon Guy Stadium. This is an interesting day here for all of us. You could hear the crowd applauding. This is something we haven't seen here at Hazleton at Harmon Guy, and this is kind of the first time in about 30 years that Pottsville is here at Hazleton. And as you can see going on out in the field, the American flag was brought in, the game ball, and here comes the third jumper in now.
For a gorgeous landing on the 50-yard line.
The crowd is certainly loving this here at Hazleton area tonight. And Mikey Sosar, who's the sideline reporter for us here at WYLN, we were talking beforehand. This is pretty interesting to see here at a football game.
Yeah, this is a first of its kind, as long as I can remember, and I'm coming a long time. This is pretty impressive. I mean, you have Berwick with their fireworks, but this is something. This is really something. It's a great night, a good start.
And you know what? This is a really a great night out. The weather's nice. The game is going to get ready to kick off here at any minute. A lot going on. You still have time to come out. Beautiful weather tonight. You can't ask for any better weather for a kickoff.
I should have wore shorts. I didn't get the memo. I'm dying right now, but the sun is still shining. It's still a summer night. School's not quite in around, but football season is, and we're ready to roll.
and we are getting ready to roll here. There is a lot going on here at Harmon Guy Stadium tonight, so you still have time to come out. The game will be getting underway momentarily. Again, the game ball, the American flag, and a special coin were just brought in here at Harmon Guy Stadium thanks to Pocono Skydiving. Again, this is something to see here at Hazleton area, to have all this take place at Harmon Geist. Now, we are getting ready for the first game, non-conference game tonight, Mikey, so this is kind of exciting.
Pottsville and Hazleton, Gary, it doesn't get any better than this. Pottsville out of the Schuylkill League, Division I. Hazleton area out of the Wyoming Valley Conference, Division I. Two powerhouses, one 6A, one Quad A. You can't beat it. This is what it's all about. I mean, this series hasn't been revisited since the early 90s, Freddie told us earlier. So it's going to be some smash mouth football tonight. I think it's going to be just a great night, a great game, good spirited.
And there's this feeling tonight of Hazleton camaraderie. We had the tailgating event. It was packed out on Fern Street by Wyoming Street with people coming in there tailgating. They're filing into the stadium. We're getting a good crowd here at the game tonight in Hazleton. So again, we are waiting at any moment for the kickoff here at Harmon Geist Field. Behind me, you can see all the officials out there who made this possible. The superintendent, the mayor, Councilman Tony Colombo, along with the skydivers who came in here today. Something, again, we haven't ever seen here that I know of at Harmon Geist, and especially here in Hazleton. And the announcer was right before, and she said there's not too many places you can land here in Hazleton.
No, thank God there was no good or no bad downwinds.
Yeah.
It's a really nice night, Gary. Again, like Gary said, there's still time to get out here, grab the kids, get down here, get a couple of hot dogs and farmers iced teas, and head to the bleachers. I think we're going to see a good game.
I think we're going to as well, and we are waiting now. The teams are in the locker room. They're getting their final talking to before they come out here to the field. And again, a great night to come out, a great night to be outside to support the Hazleton area Cougars. We have a good crowd also here that made the trip up from Pottsville tonight, so they're ready for football as well.
Well-spirited with the band strong in the bleachers in the corner, and lots of Pottsville strong. Again, if you look back at our bleachers, like I said, school isn't even in yet for us, and it's just a great turnout from both schools.
And not only, Mikey, with that, but we had the Hazleton area band as well perform before the game. A lot going on here as we are waiting to welcome out the Cougars. We are waiting for the mayor to come in here, and what everyone doesn't know, the mayor had a made that was dropped out of the plane tonight, a special coin for the game that they were using as a coin toss over here that's going on now. The mayor, the referees for tonight, Principal Rocco Bertrand over there as well. Again, a great night. Pottsville band playing. We had a great performance by the Hazleton band right before all the great action here at Harmon Geist Stadium. Again, we had some exciting events going on here. Oh, and Pottsville has just come out to the field over by the new school that was this week it was put up, looking great, and the brand new turf that's down. Some very and colors here tonight, Mikey. You can't miss the lines here.
The new carpet is sweet. The scoreboard, Gary joked earlier on the news, we thought Hazleton was spelled wrong, but we're all good. Pottsville is out on the field. Again, just the sun, the warmth, football season is here. There is a bit of nip, which means fall is not far, but this is what it's all about. Friday nights, the Friday night lights, as they say, Gary.
And Hazleton area cheerleaders are all lined up for the Cougars to come on the field. Again, you still have time, if you catch it in the first quarter, but we encourage everyone to come out to games and enjoy the atmosphere. Some great food here as well. The quarterback club is out selling some stuff as well. And of course, to watch some great high school football. Hazleton has a great team this year. Pottsville, a great team this year. This is definitely going to be a game to watch, and we here at WILN are very proud to once again be able to bring you live high school football. Thanks to all our sponsors who you'll hear tonight during the football game. And again, this is a great performance that was held earlier to bring the ball and the flag and the coin in. And I know our crew tonight will do an amazing job as well. Well, I think we're getting the cue that the Cougars are close to coming out to the field here at Harmon Geist, and here they come out now. So, Mikey, any words of wisdom to pass along for the football season tonight?
Win, baby, just win. This is actually my first full season. I didn't come in till game 4 of the season last year, so I'm duly excited myself to be here with you, to be here with Marty, to be here with Coach Joe, the crew in the truck, and it looks like the Cougars are gathering here to make their entrance on the new carpet and over here to the sideline so we can get ready for the coin toss and kickoff as well.
Well, it's a unique night that they let the news director out and do some sports stuff here on WILN. So a great night for all of us tonight, seeing the Cougars coming out onto the field as they're preparing to open up their season against Pottsville. A great atmosphere here. Again, come out, support the local teams. This is what it's all about to be here in northeastern central Pennsylvania.
And it's not just about tonight, Gary. It's all season long. Support your high school, support your teams, whether it's Pottsville, whether it's Hazleton, whether it's the other teams that will visit this season, Monday area, Crestwood, Berwick. You know, support your team every week. Bring your kids out to a game or just come out to a game yourself. It's a different experience every week. Like we both agreed, this is the first since we've been coming to high school football games. And here they come, Gary.
Welcome to tonight's game between the Pottsville Crimson Tide and the Hazleton area Cougars. Your starting lineup for Pottsville on offense. At left.
All right, the Cougars are on the field tonight. The announcers are announcing the Pottsville team, the Hazleton team. Electric atmosphere here tonight in Hazleton. We are just moments away from the off at Harmon Geist. We are going to wrap up our special presentation here. Ladies and gentlemen, Pottsville at Hazleton right now on WILN.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WILN Sports Special presentation of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, Season Premiere Week number 1, as the Crimson Tide of Pottsville invade Hazleton to take on the hometown Cougars of Hazleton area. You are looking live at Harmon Geist Stadium in Hazleton, home of the Hazleton area Cougars. We thank you for joining us for another season of high school football here on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach, Joe DeMelfi. And Joe, we also have Mike Sosar on the sidelines, but we're normally joined by Jim Burns on stats. Jim, as some of you may know, with the Hazleton Little League Challenger Division that's going to be playing at the Little League World Series tomorrow. Jim's also District 18 Administrator. He's with the Hazleton Little Leaguers. He'll be back with us next week. How about our pinch hitter, the coach himself, Joe Flanagan?
Joe Flanagan, I was so happy to see him. I was ready to move to my left, move to my right, take the jump shot. But my hip hurt. And I'll tell you something else, Marty. If they would ask me to skydive in,
there's no way.
You'd have to find another color man for tonight. Marty, should be a good ball game. Hazleton obviously has made strides over the last 4 or 5 years. Sparky Walk is there. This rivalry was at one time every year. Not a lot of miles separate these two schools. Pottsville coming in under Coach McGoey. He's been there 5-6 years, I believe. They were 4-6 last year. I think Coach Brennan excited about that next step that the Cougars are looking for.
We briefly had a chance to see the officials. Referee tonight is Mr. Jim Miller. His umpire is Jeff Arthur. Dave Elliott is the linesman. Line judge is Tom Chapago. Galen Miller, the side judge, and the field judge is Mr. Chuck Hannon. And Joe, there's nothing quite like opening night. Pottsville will be in the white. They're going from right to left on your screen. Hazleton area will receive the opening kickoff. Back deep for the Cougars, number 33, Lance Johnson. Number 23, Damon Horton. The 2018 season underway. Short kickoff, bobbled by Hunsinger, and he picks it up at the 25. Hunsinger right up the middle is going to be tackled at the 44-yard line. Great starting field position for the Cougars. Eric Kreiner on the tackle, or Hunsinger could have had a bigger return for that Cougar offense. And it all starts with the senior quarterback, Joe Sparky Walk.
Exactly right. Been a starter for 4 years. Knows the offense. Coach Brennan very comfortable with him. Looking for a good year from Sparky Walk. Let's see how they start.
I failed to mention that was a Barbush Automotive opening kickoff to the season. And the first play is to Horton. Horton quickly in the Crimson Tide territory after a gain of about 8 to the Pottsville 47.
Run out of the I formation, run a little bit of a ISO look. Took it to the left side.
Beaver, Luna, Fuchik, the 4-year starter at center. Cunningham and Hedrington on the line. Cunningham, the tight end. Wolk with Horton in the backfield. Dallas Solomon will see time at fullback. Smith and Hunsinger, the receivers. Horton straight up the middle inside the 40. They're going to mark him down at the 37, a gain of 10. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Opening first down of the season for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what happens when you get the running game going. Sparky Wolk becomes extra dangerous because now you got the play action. You got him able to run the football. First 2 plays, big yardage for the Cougars.
On the Blaze Alexander scoreboard, 2 plays and a first down for the Cougars in the opening minute. Scoreless to this point. Horton to the right side. He gets spun around, but not before he gets down to the 31. Give him about 6 on first down. Gonna look at the Crimson Tide defense. Robeson, Kalinich, Zimirovsky, Holobets up front. Drum, Dragna, Walcheck, the linebackers. Roos and Barnes, the corners. Williams and Stanton are the safeties.
You know, Marty, we talk about Sparky Wolk, but Horton also a lot of experience. Had a great year last year.
Wolk, first pass of the year, complete to Smith. He eludes one tackler. Smith trying to get in the open. He's going to be brought down inside the 10 by Lucas Drum, or he would have had a touchdown, but good for Harry's, you pull it. Cougar first down.
I'll tell you what, Smith with a great move inside. The cornerback a bit on the move.
Late flag is down in the middle of the field at about the 12. Well, we have a moment. The Lehigh Valley Health Network wants to wish best of luck to the Crimson Tide and the Cougars on this opening night and their 2018 season. Personal foul is the call by referee Jim Miller against the defense. So I'll go half the distance to the goal. It'll be first and goal Cougars for the first time this season, Joe. The Cougars enter the Grand Central Red Zone.
Impressed with Sparky getting the ball there. Walked it through a nice ball, but Smith with a great move inside.
And I mentioned this to Coach Brendan the other night, Joe. The fine line, opening night. You know, you've practiced against each other for so long. You want to see somebody different. The intensity, but how do you keep it reined in?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. As now
he pointed the wrong way?
Yeah, a little discussion with Coach Brennan, which he's not going to win, but.
Or could we have possibly had, could they do offsetting?
Yeah, they could.
Let's see what Jim Miller's got.
personal foul on the offense. It'll be 15 yards. And it was
So it was not on the defense, it was on the offense. We apologize.
Back to the 22-yard line.
So it should be first and 10 from the 22.
Marty, you were talking, you come off a scrimmage, which is controlled. You run so many plays than the other team, but this is the game type situation. But you have some seniors in key positions for the Cougars.
Horton spun away from Drum, gets inside the 20 for a short gain of about 2. And now officially the Cougars in the Grand Central red zone.
Lucas Drum for Pottsville stepped up in, made a hit but couldn't hold on.
Walk out of the gun. Pass incomplete. Looking for Schneider. On the coverage was Bobby Walchuk.
Walchuk, great coverage. Ball was thrown just a little behind Snyder, and Walchuk was able to get a hand in, as we're going to take a look here. There's the throw. And there you see the coverage by Walchuk.
And that replay brought to you by S.J. Kowalski. Horton goes out to the bottom of your screen in the slot. Wolk throws for Hunsinger, incomplete. On the coverage was Jacob Roos.
I'll tell you what, another nice job. Roos did a great job of coming over the outside shoulder, knocking that ball away. One of the things when you run that route, Marty, don't run it to the person. Give them some cushion. You have to make it look like you're going all the way to the end zone, so he starts to backpedal. Roos never did that, and therefore he was able to make a great play on the ball.
Will Barrientos on for a 37-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up and may have been blocked. No good. 9:35 left in the opening quarter. Pottsville will be taking over, as it's no score as the Crimson Tide will hold on downs.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home. Robotic surgery for quicker recoveries. World-class heart care and access to top specialists. All from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
I'm proud to announce our end of the summer Giant 10 event. Over 300 cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities at one location, the Laurel Mall. We'll be offering free gifts for every test drive valued up to $100. 4 days only, Wednesday, August 22nd through Saturday, August 25th. No reasonable offer will be refused. There will be a credit consultation center set up with 6 lenders and over $2.4 million to lend. Interest rates starting at 0%. Discounts up to $10,000 at the Blaze Alexander Summer Sales event at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss this event.
We welcome you back to Harmon Guy Stadium. While we were away, Pottsville ran a play as Justice Minor took it to the left side, gained 5. This is Yost. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Leading the charge of that Cougar defense, James Bugda, sophomore.
One of the things Yost wanted to do as we look at Pottsville offensively.
Experienced offensive line, Wallace, Zimmerowski, Hamilton. And we'll get the rest of them. Kakaitis, Kalanick. Holobetz is the tight end. Yost, the quarterback, a junior. Minor and Walchuk in the backfield. Schenk, a 6'5 target. Expect David Smith to be shadowing him with Mason Barnes. Yost pumps once, rolling right, being pressured. Throws down, field for Schenk. Did he hold on? No signal yet. And they're going to say incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 5.
Hazleton area is going to have to do a better job on contain. Yost is able to run forever. When that happens, you're going to find somebody open downfield. He made a pretty decent throw. Receiver could not maintain
Blankenhorn
possession.
is back to punt for the Crimson Tide.
Pottsville will have to punt it away.
Colin Blankenhorn, number 36, to punt it away. Back deep for the Cougars, Jacob Hunsinger. This is a BLB Auto Sales punt. Short kick that takes a Crimson Tide roll and be downed at the Pottsville 48. That's where the Cougars will take over. First and 10. High school football on WILN, brought to you by Damiano Funeral Home, located in McAdoo, providing traditional and pre-arrangement services and cremations, which are performed at their on-site facility. For professional and courteous service, give them a call, 570-929-2820. And by attorney Tom Mosca and Mosca Law, located in Kingston, serving your legal needs for 28 years. You can reach attorney Mosca at 570-288-2917. Second possession of the night, no score on the Blaze Alexander first quarter scoreboard. 8:05 left in the opening quarter. Cougars in the red going from left to right on your screen have Wolk in the gun, Horton in motion to the bottom of your screen. Wolk looking down the middle. Being pressured, he's going to take off. Wolk's got 5, he spins away, lowers his shoulder, and appears to have a Harry's. You pull it. Cougar first down.
I think one of the things you have to be careful of is you do not become
That will be a Cougar first down.
anxious to score. Their running game there being Hazleton area was doing very well. I think they got away from that pretty quickly. As I said, anxious to score, you get you in trouble.
The give here is to Lane Johnson. He's met immediately by Bobby Walczyk and dropped for a loss of about 2 back to the 39. Second and 12 coming up for the Cougars.
Johnson tried to take it outside, couldn't get
Loss
that
of 2
step.
on the play. He'll bring up second and 12.
So we're looking at a second and about 12.
And you mentioned that, Joe, but how, I know exactly what you're saying, that the running game was working so well, but how tempting is it to get the other aspects, because they are so talented across the board in the skill positions?
I think one of the things, and you see this many times, as you run a little bit of a outside
Damon Horton on the carry.
read play, it picks up a couple. Marty, you see it a lot. Good skilled position. You get a little over anxious to score. You don't become disciplined. They were running the I formation. They picked up good yardage for 3 or 4 plays, then sort of got away from it. I know Coach Brennan's mindset. We should have come away with points the first time. Let's do it here.
3rd and 7 from the Pottsville 34. Wolk out of the gun. Looks left, complete to Hunsinger. Hunsinger breaks a tackle. He's down the sideline inside the 20. He's knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Driven out by number 14.
Iden Stanton, but not before he gets a Harry's. You pull it, Cougar first down.
What do I do if I'm a defensive back? I want to know where the stick is for a first down, because that's where I need to set. Didn't happen there. Good throw. Hunsinger with a nice catch. First down for the Cougars.
Second drive, second possession inside the Grand Central red zone. It's a draw. Wolk up the middle, and he is going to be tackled inside the 10.
Tackle is made by number 33.
Talked about his
Bryce
running
Dragna.
ability. There's a good example. Nice fake by Johnson.
Gain of 7, where it'll be 2nd and 3.
And it was the S.J. Kowalski replay. Dragna with the tackle as Wolk got down to the 8 for a gain of 7. Make it 2nd down and about 3. Wolk out of the gun. He's got Horton to his right in the backfield. Running a form of the option. Flag is down. Another flag is down.
Again on the carry for a short
Multiple fouls on this play.
I'd guess it's a hold because
Lucas
the umpire threw one,
Tide.
the referee threw the other.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty.
There was another flag over on the sideline before Jim Miller threw his flag. That's why I was wondering if there was multiple fouls.
Well, there's one right in the middle, right? They're still looking at it, and that's the umpires, I believe. So might have had some quick movement up front. They tried to run a little bit of an option.
Penalty brings the ball back to the 16-yard line.
Keep shooting themselves in the foot once they get inside the 20.
Be
And that comes with first game. It comes with, you need to, although they do have some experience.
We at the track. What was that?
I don't know. I got him at 5-2.
I got it. 2nd and 11 from the 16. Give to Horton. Crimson Tide not fooled. Bringing him down immediately in the backfield was Josh Hamilton.
I'll tell you what,
junior.
Hamilton just took off up the field. Nobody touched him backside. Watch this. There you see him. He was right through the B gap. Big loss.
So it brings it back to the 19, a 3rd down and 14 for the Cougars. Have to get to the Crimson Tide 5 for a first. Solomon to the right of Wolk out of the gun. Horton in the slot to the left. Wolk looks that way, looking for Hunsinger, complete, brought down immediately by Stanton. A gain of about 8 on the play, bringing up 4th down and about 6 from the 11.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with you get a look here. Nice throw by Wolk and a good catch, but Stanton did a great job of jumping that route. So the receiver couldn't get up the field. We're looking at 4th and about 7, as you mentioned, Marty.
Wolk rolling right, looks, pass almost intercepted. Mason Barnes had his hands on it. Not sure if there was miscommunication between Wolk and Smith, because there really wasn't a Cougar receiver in the area.
Well, there are a couple of things. DiCello was right there along with another defender, so Wolk took the ball to the right side and again had some time to throw. And good defensive play by Pottsville.
If you're Coach McGoey, this has been all Hazleton area this opening quarter. Your defense is bent, but they haven't broken, still scoreless. 4:13 left in the opening quarter on the Blaze Alexander scoreboard. Here is Barnes. Barnes into the open field. He's across the 40 into Cougar territory. And Johnson finally brings him down at the Cougar 32 for the first Harry's You Pull It. First out of the season for the Crimson Tide.
There you see it, up the field. Miner with a great job running off the tackle position. We're looking at a penalty, a lot of frustration for Coach McGoey as it will bring the play back. But I'll tell you what, Miner did a great job off the right side. He just broke it open, took it up the field. Pottsville running out of the one-back shotgun type look. Quarterback about 4 or 5 yards deep.
So half the distance to the goal, a big penalty for the Crimson Tide. Running out, or wiping out a big run by Justice Miner, making it first down and 15 from about the 7.5. Yost faked the handoff. He's rolling right. He's in the end zone. Throws and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Walchuk.
I'll tell you what, Marty, you have to make Bobby Walchuk had a good shot at that catch. Yost did a nice job throwing it. Good fake off of play action, but all for naught as we look at a 2nd and 15.
What a beautiful night for football here at Harmon Guy Stadium in front of a packed house. As the Crimson Tide well represented in the fan bases. Walchuk with the carry and the nice open field tackle by Lane Johnson.
Johnson with an excellent tackle.
Lane Johnson, I'm thinking of the Eagles. Lance Johnson, I apologize.
Left side, tries to get it off the left side, but Lance Johnson gets over to make a sure tackle, forces a third down.
Philly.
Now, one of the things we talk about all times, conversion, third down conversion. Let's see what the Tide can do with this 3rd and 10. Come out with 3 wide receivers out of that pistol, and we have whistles.
I believe Coach McGoey is going to take a timeout. 2:54 left and a scoreless first quarter.
Hazleton Honda is the ultimate car buying experience with our award-winning service, convenient extended service hours, always amazing prices, and massive inventory selection. Right now, lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for $119 per month, only $2169 down payment, or lease a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for $179 per month, only $1798 down payment, plus 0% financing up to 60 months on all new vehicles in stock. Hazleton Honda, where you are set for life.
Fast, consistent internet speeds, TV your way, and reliable phone service. All from the one provider who also lives here. Service Electric Cablevision. Connect with us.
After the Crimson Tide timeout, 3rd and 11 from the Pottsville 11. 2:54 left in a scoreless first quarter. Thank you for joining us from Harmon Guy Stadium. Week number 1 of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Pass looking for Shank, and he overthrew him, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and should bring on the punting unit and a BLB Auto Sales punt from the Pottsville Crimson Tide.
If Hazleton area doesn't do a better job of containing, it's going to come back to haunt them. Can't let Yost run to the sideline. They have to have somebody contained, but they got away with that one. Pottsville area punting it away. Lined up to.
Hunsinger back deep. Short kick again. Takes a Crimson Tide roll and be downed at the Cougar 41. So for the 3rd straight possession, 2nd straight in Pottsville territory, great starting field position for the Cougars. I would think you got to capitalize.
Started with the kickoff at their own 40. Started the second drive about the 45 of Pottsville. This one, 41-yard line of Pottsville. You're right, Marty. You need to come away. You still don't have any points. You need to come away with some points.
1st and 10 Cougars, 2:38 left in the opening quarter. In this scoreless quarter on the Blaze Alexander scoreboard. Wolk faked the pass, gives to Horton. Horton inside the 35, bowling his way inside the 30 to the 29, give him 12, and a Harry Shoe pull it. Cougar 1st down.
Here you see a little bit of a fake draw, and then took it to the right side. We saw Horton last year. We know what he's capable of, Marty. Big rush on 1st down. Picks up another 1st down. 28-yard line.
Walk the pass. Hunsinger got it. And he is going to be brought down by Kevin DiCello. But Barnes went for the pick and didn't come away with it.
I'll tell you what, you need to get that ball a little wider because Barnes, quick break on the ball, but Sparky Wolk had a nice velocity on that ball.
It was a Harry's you pull it 1st down. Sorry, Joe, the Cougars again in the Grand Central red zone.
With a good catch.
Form of the pistol. Horton trying to take it to the outside. He's inside the 10. Horton to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars!
Marty, if we get a chance to see this again, you're going to see the corner that nobody closes on for Pottsville. Watch the top of the field. decent block there. Schneider did a nice job. Wasn't a crunching block. It was a bump block. Kept his head in the right position. Horton to the end zone.
Sparky Wolk to hold for Will Barrientos. Minute 54 remaining in the opening quarter. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. Minute 54 left in the opening quarter. Cougars on the board first, leading 7-0.
Hi, I'm Greg from The Wire Guys. We're proud to offer homeowners licensed electricians for jobs big and small.
And I'm Zach. Before we start the work, we give you a price in writing. The Wire Guys are available 365 days a year, 24/7. Our work is done right the first time.
Professional, courteous, licensed electricians. Our guaranteed work is safe, clean, and done right the first time.
The Wire Guys.
Wolk's Tree Farm in Sugarloaf has been providing the area with the highest quality trees for over 20 years, with a wide variety of shade and evergreen trees, wholesale, retail, and choose and cut options. Call them at 570-401-8267.
Irely Chiropractic Offices celebrating 43 years of practice and community participation in the Hazleton area. Doctors Tricia and Terrence Irely, keeping Hazleton moving since 1975.
And an opening quarter dominated by Hazleton area. They get on the board on a Damon Horton touchdown run. Cougars up 7-0. Will Barrientos to kick it away.
What I like about the Cougars at this point, Marty, a good balance between run and pass.
And this Barbush Automotive kickoff by Barrientos is going to be taken at the 12. Coming up to get it, Addison Mullins. He's still on his feet, and he is going to be brought down across the 30 to the 32. Give him a return of 20 on the play. Bryant Barbush on the tackle. High school football on WILN is brought to you by Pete Keselika, State Farm Agency for Home, Auto, Life, and Business Insurance. Stop by our new location at 16 North Laurel Street in Hazleton or call 570-459-9000. Pete Keselika, State Farm Insurance. Pottsville on their last possession had a big run by Minor, wiped out by penalty. On first down, he's trying to get to the left side, and he's got a first down and more, and he may also have a penalty, but I didn't see a flag come out. So give Minor a Harry Jou pull it first down to the Pottsville 47.
I'll tell you what, the tackle was a horse collar, but just hidden from all the officials. But Minor, again, he's the back that took it a long way on first down, and Pottsville had to bring it back with the penalty.
And I almost thought when his head spun, Joe, that it might have even been a face mask, but both officials were there, neither saw it, so Pottsville goes on 1st and 10. They finally get it to Schenk. Good for another Harry Jou pull it first down to the Cougar 41.
Well, yeah, finally, because watch Yost go to the corner. If I start counting, he had about 8 or 9 seconds. Enough time to find an open receiver, but now we're going to come back. Obviously a penalty. Penalties are killing the Tide right now.
I believe they're saying Schenk was ruled incomplete. I wonder if Schenk didn't get a foot down.
Maybe he was bobbling to go to the sideline. You're right. So we're looking at 2nd and 10.
Joe Flanagan gives us this stat, Joe. Hazleton area, 74 rushing yards, 62 through the air, but it's only a 7-0 game. Minor on 2nd down gets tripped up, dropped for a loss by Matt Fisher.
I'll tell you what, Fisher did a great job getting penetration. He was 4 yards deep in the backfield. Justice Minor needs some room to move back there. Didn't have it because of Fisher's penetration.
So give him a loss of 3 on the play. On the tackle for loss by the junior Fisher. Third and long, 3rd and 13 from the 44. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. The 6'5" Schenk being covered by Smith. Yost under pressure, rolling left. He's going to tuck it and run. Schneider knocks him out of bounds after a gain of about 2. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yost wanted to get to the corner. Good closing by Hazleton area. Here you see it. He's tried to stay in the pocket. I think they do better with him on the corner. And here you see it.
That S.J. Kowalski replay, and now set for a BLB Auto Sales punt. Blankenhorn had a couple of short punts earlier in the game. Hunsinger back deep. This one a little bit better, as Hunsinger will take it at the 25. Hunsinger did not call for a fair catch and gets it out to the 31, a return of 6. That's where the Cougars will start, 1st and 10. Well, we have a moment like to thank the Third Base Luncheonette, located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton, for supplying our crew meal once again for another season of high school football here at WYLN. Third Base Luncheonette, as I mentioned, next to the old Hazleton High School. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette.
I'll tell you what, Jacob, Hunsinger goes on my return list. Excellent job with the catch, and he took it up the field for a couple of yards.
We'll have to make sure he goes to Kings then. The first jab of the season, we're not even through a quarter, Coach. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Schneider in motion to the top of your screen to give us to Horton. Horton running room up to the 40. Very close to another first down. Appears to be about a yard shy.
Horton, every time he has his hands on the ball, Marty, it's good for 8 or 9 yards.
And I think Coach Brennan pointed to Sparky Wolk to the right. I think they're going to let the clock run out. Do not have to run another play here. We're under 10 seconds on the brand new scoreboard here at Harmon Guys Stadium. Ticks down under 5. A Damon Horton touchdown has the Cougars up through 1. 7-0. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week on WYLN.
FunandLC.com is the official source to all the great things to do here and near Luzerne County. Visit our brand new website to find your fun in any PA. And be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages for weekly listings of the top things to do in our area, along with free giveaways to the area's best events. Download any of our annual guides that will provide you with information on local events, outdoor recreation, arts and entertainment, and family fun and activities. Go to funandlc.com today to start finding your fun in Luzerne County.
Appliances are right over there, and this is part of our furniture department.
Okay, but I'm looking for a mattress.
Well, you've come to the right place. Grand Central is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Sealy mattress dealer. We have Sealy mattress sets from only $199 and Stearns & Foster queen sets from only $45 per month. We also have interest-free financing up to 60 months. And remember, delivery and takeaway are absolutely free.
So we don't have to do anything?
Not if you buy your Sealy mattress at Grand Central.
It looks like I did find the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Grand Central in Hazleton, the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
On the strength of Damon Horton, 63 yards rushing in the opening quarter and the only touchdown, Cougars lead 7-0 to start the second quarter. Great stat there from Joe Flanagan, huh, Coach?
I'll tell you what, Marty, impressed with Hazleton so far. I think they're, as they go unbalanced, right side.
On 2nd and 1, Wolk rolls. Thought about passing, he'll tuck it and run, he gets the first down. He's going to be marked down close to the 45. Good for another Harry's You Pull It Cougar first down.
Same with Pottsville. Can't afford to let Sparky Wolk just waltz to the corner and then turn it up. They have to have some pressure on the corner. They went unbalanced. When you do that, you have to move a man on the defensive front. If you don't do that, you are outmanned on the corner.
Cougars in the red going from right to left on your screen. Have Horton in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Johnson next to Wolk. Quick pass out to Horton. Trying to get him into the open field. Horton into Pottsville territory. He is pushed out of bounds by Roos. but not before it looks like he picks up another Harry's You Pull It Cougar first down.
I'll tell you how quick. Here we go. Aiden Stanton, looks like he has a little bit of a bead on Horton, but he was able to make that move inside and get to the corner and pick up the first down.
Ball marked at the Pottsville 45. Coming up at the half, it'll be the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. We'll have a band performance, and we'll get a look at halftime stats compiled by Joe Flanagan. So stay tuned for that. Coming up at the half, the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. Walk to scramble. Picks up 5. Give him about 8 on the scramble as Roos and Walchuk push him out of bounds.
Nice job by that offensive line of Hazleton area. Beaver, Luna, Fuchik, Cunningham, Hetherington. Cunningham, tight end. Nothing downfield, so Sparky Walk takes it off the left side for pretty good yardage.
I know Coach very happy to have that man in the middle, Mike Fuchik, 4-year starter, leader of that offensive line at center. Walk out of the gun. He's going to run again. Cuts it in the middle, and he is going to be pulled down at about the 31. But it's good enough again for a Harry's You Pull It Cougar first down.
Yeah, you see Walk again left side. Brought down after the gain, but picks up the first down. Doesn't have to be in a hurry, Marty. They're up 7, moving the football. 10:39 left here in the second quarter.
After this play, Coach, I'd like to ask you a personal question on 1st and 10 from the 31. This will be Johnson right up the middle. And Johnson's going to get about 4 or 5 on the play. But I mentioned Mike Fuchik. You've played the position of center. How difficult is it? Because not only you're calling out lane assignments for your linemen, depending what the defense is showing, and then you've got to consistently get the ball to the quarterback cleanly, or then people are wanting to know what's wrong with you.
Tougher now because of the pistol and the shotgun. Very seldom did we use, in fact, probably never, if I can remember right. But that's when we used to also fold our helmets and put them in the back of our. But listen, I think it's tougher now. So you're right. As Walk goes downfield into the end zone, Fuchik has done an excellent job of snapping the ball. We have had no mishaps between center and quarterback for Hazleton area tonight. And again, important position, tougher to do when it was the quarterback was under the center. That's one thing, but when they're back 5-6 yards, you have to make a nice snap.
Now, if we have a bad snap on this play, then I know Coach Brennan will be very unhappy with both of us. So I'm hoping for the best on 3rd down.
I think everything will be okay on the snap. After that, I can't. And there you see it.
A draw to Horton. He's inside the 25. Horton brought down inside the 15 to the 14. Good for a Harry's You Pull It. Cougar first down.
Now, that was a great play call. 3 Pottsville players up the field, but they were all focused on Sparky Wolk. They overran the play. Horton picks up the first down.
And you saw it again on the S.J. Kowalski replay. Cougars for the 4th time tonight on 4 possessions in the Grand Central red zone. They have a 1st and 10 from the Pottsville 13. Whistles. I believe we're going to get a timeout taken by the Cougars. Each team with 2 timeouts left. 9:26 left in the opening half. It's 7-0 Cougars.
I'm proud to announce our end of the summer Giant 10 event. Over 300 cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities at one location, the Laurel Mall. We'll be offering free gifts for every test drive valued up to $100. 4 days only, Wednesday, August 22nd through Saturday, August 25th. No reasonable offer will be refused. There will be a credit consultation center set up with 6 lenders and over $2.4 million to lend. Interest rates starting at 0%. Discounts up to $10,000 at the Blaze Alexander Summer Sales event at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss this event.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
After the Cougar timeout, both teams left with 2 here in this opening half. 1st and 10 for the Cougars, ball marked at the Pottsville 13. Handoff is to Horton. Cuts it back in the middle, and Horton is going to get about 3 to the 10.
Yeah, Dragna was right there along with Bryce Dragna, the linebacker for Pottsville, along with the rest of his friends.
Bring him 2nd and 7.
Horton wanted to dance a little bit then. I think down here you need to get the ball up the field right now. But he did pick up 3 or 4 yards, Marty.
Called 2nd and 7 from the 10. Form of the pistol as Horton is behind Walk. Give this to Horton. Eludes one tackler, eludes a second. And Horton got pushed back in the middle, but forward progress is going to give him down to about the 6 for a gain of 4.
If you're Pottsville area, great job by the tackle.
Carries to the 9-yard
and the
line.
linebacker Walchuk came inside the right tackle's block, but couldn't get a hand on Horton. So we're looking at 3rd down and 5 from about the 7-yard line, maybe 8.
Smith and Hunsinger to the top of your screen. Horton looks left, doesn't find much there. A lot of white shirts there. Late flag has been thrown. Lucas Drum on the tackle.
Thrown by the referee. He hit Sparky Wolk in the helmet with his flag. Great throw by the official.
Block in the back.
Illegal block in the back against the Cougars.
That's another thing that can happen there. Horton got to the corner, was dancing around, but then you have people coming over to try to help out, and obviously
and it looks like the Crimson Tide will take the penalty, keep it at 3rd down, and bring it back
penalty
to
on the play, takes the ball back to the 29-yard line.
Now, if I'm Pottsville, I'm thinking wide field. Don't let Sparky Wolk go wide field on the run. Let's see if they go back to that draw they ran so effectively. He stays in the pocket.
Being pressured. Throw into the end zone for Hunsinger. And it is intercepted. Picked off by Mason Barnes.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Pottsville's defensive secondary. They do an excellent job. Sparky Wolk here wanted to go left, nothing there. Finally took it outside and then made the throw. But Mason Barnes with the interception, the Tide will take over. A little bit of frustration now, I think, in Hazleton. They've had 3 or 4 opportunities. They have 7 points on the board.
So again, the Crimson Tide take over, trailing by only 7. And end around pass, looking downfield for Roos, and just out of his hands, incomplete. Schneider may have knocked it away.
I'll tell you what, Nolan Schneider now makes a great play. Nolan Schneider did an excellent job. Looked like he was beat. Ball in the air a long time. And watch Schneider here. There you see it. I tell you what, he got a little lucky. He needs to look for the ball. But saw the ball come into his hands, then hit it with his hand. That ball was out a little further, would have been tough.
And that was Mason Barnes that came on the end around that threw the pass. I believe we have a Pottsville timeout. 7:20 left in the opening half. They trail 7-0.
You're here at the Residence Inn by Marriott at the entrance to the Humboldt Industrial Park. And this hotel, Carla, got a brand new look, and it's really not that old.
Right, we're actually just celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and we now have a brand new lobby, and all of our suites are fully renovated.
And this is really a hotel that's home away from home with an upscale atmosphere.
Absolutely, we offer, and we're very proud to have amenities that some of the other properties locally don't have, including a separate pool house, a sport court for volleyball, racquetball, or basketball, and also a beautiful outdoor fire pit area.
And of course, if somebody's interested in this, how can they get on to get a room?
That's my favorite question. So you can visit us at www.marriott.com, search Hazleton and then Residence Inn, or you can call us at 570-455-9555, and we'd be happy to make your reservation today.
And that's here at the Residence Inn by Marriott at the entrance to the Humboldt Industrial Park.
Tom McGoey and his Crimson Tide down to one timeout remaining in the half, trailing 7-0. The handoff is to Minor. Minor out across the 25 where he is tripped up after he gets to about the 28 for a gain of 8. Third and short coming up for the Crimson Tide.
Justice Minor, 5'11" and 190 listed. He's a senior, and I'll tell you one thing, once he gets by the line of scrimmage, he's a little bit dangerous. You need to make a sure tackle.
And I missed the flag. Jim Miller calling a hold on the offense. So that'll negate that nice 8-yard run by Minor. Bring it all the way back to the 11.
Coach McGoey has to be talking to himself. That's the third or fourth big penalty incurred by Pottsville.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 19 from the Pottsville 11. And there's 6.5 minutes remaining on the Blaze Alexander second quarter scoreboard. Damon Horton's touchdown run in the first, the only score of the game. Yost pass complete to Walchuk. Fisher met him, but couldn't bring him down, and Walchuk is now loose on the far sideline. Johnson will push him out of bounds near the first down marker, but a big gain and a nice effort by Bobby Walchuk.
Tell you what, Walchuk just ran right out of the tackle by Fisher. Right here, you're going to see it. Excellent effort. Walchuk brings up a 3rd and about 2.
Give him a gain of 17 on the play. All effort by Walchuk, making it a very manageable 3rd and 2, as Coach mentioned. Roos in motion in the bottom of your screen. Yost looks that way. He's being pressured, and he is going to be sacked. Brought down by senior Jared Cunningham.
Cunningham, quick pressure. I tell you what, 3rd and 2. Gonna sprint to the corner. You have to have somebody making that block. Jared Cunningham, I'm sorry, did an excellent job of getting up the field. Make the tackle.
Now time for a BLB Auto Sales punt. Blankenhorn to kick it away. Hunsinger back deep for the Cougars. Another short kick. That is going to be down at about the 35-yard line of Pottsville. Great starting field position for the Cougars. Blaze Alexander Family Dealership wishes to send congratulations and best of luck to the Hazleton Little League Challenger Division team on their well-earned trip to the Little League World Series. Great job, guys. As we mentioned, that the Hazleton Little League Challenger Division in Williamsport, District 18 Administrator and our very own statistician Jim Burns is with them in Williamsport. We'll have Jim Burns back next week. But the pinch hitter over here, Joe Flanagan, doing pretty well, Coach.
Doing a good job. I'll tell you what, it's a great honor for the players, the administrators, and everyone involved as Horton.
He hurdled one tackler. He's going to go! Touchdown, Cougars! Second of the night for Damon Horton.
Damon Horton. showing some speed here. You see it. Takes it to the right. Excellent job by that offensive line again. Opens up the hole. Horton takes it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
How about just that sequence of 3 plays show you get the big sack from Cunningham, the short punt, and then the big 35-yard run by Horton.
You're right, Marty. I mean, Cunningham's sack was huge because it forced the punt, short field.
123 yards in the opening half for this point for Damon Horton. 2 touchdowns. Barrientos' kick is good. 5:18 left in the opening half. Cougars up 14-0.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
Northeast Gold and Silver inside the Churchill Mall is paying cash for gold and silver. Top dollar for silver coins. National currency. Fine and sterling flatware. Stop in or call them at 570-497-4177.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
In Hazleton, talk to State Farm agent Pete Keselica.
The Damon Horton second touchdown run of the half has the Cougars up 14-0 on the Blaze Alexander scoreboard. Now time for a Barbush Automotive kickoff from Will Barrientos. Deep kick sends Mullins back to the 5. He's straight up the middle and he's across the 30. Mullins across the 40. Barrientos brings him out of bounds. But how about that return by Addison Mullins? Unofficially 48 yards on the return.
Great job by Mullins taking it straight up the field, then breaking it outside. Here you see it. And we're going to see 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles. When you're covering a kickoff, you have to be under control and break down, or else you're never going to make that tackle traveling in that speed.
Miner trying to bounce it outside, cuts it back, has a first down and more as he is inside the 36. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Pottsville first down. Joe, with 5 minutes left here in the half, they'll get the ball to start the second half, but almost critical possession here for the Crimson Tide. We talked about Hazleton area dominating. Up 14-0 is Hazleton area. We'll keep it here.
One of the things that Pottsville has to do is find some consistency. Miner on the ground. Justice Miner has done it. They've done well with that. Yost has been sprinting and getting away with it, except when Cunningham made a big sack down at the other end so that Hazleton could capitalize, and the Cougars did that. So right now, we've got a 1st and 10 for Pottsville, 36-yard line going in. Bryce Reed did a great job because I think Miner looked like he was heading to the end zone. Reed got a hand on his ankle, I believe, and brought him down.
Coming up at the half, it'll be the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. We'll get a look at Joe Flanagan's stats and have a halftime performance, all coming up in the next 5 minutes of game action. The Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. And Miner again, this time gets inside the 35 to about the 32. Give him about 4 on the play.
The thought process here is, if you're Pottsville, you don't have to be in a hurry to get in the end zone. You have 4 minutes. If you get a score, you're down by 7. If you make a mistake and turn it over, you're still down 14. So you have to keep that in mind.
Yost turns around, gives it to Miner. Trying to bounce it to the outside, and he is knocked down Appears to be just about a yard shy of the first.
Dallas Solomon with the tackle.
Looked like Savage was over to make a tackle for Hazleton area.
3rd and 1 for Pottsville.
Senior defensive lineman, 3rd and short. We're in 4-down territory with 30:45 left.
And it's Walchuk, first man through, that gets inside the 25 to about the 22. Good for Harry's. You pull it, first down. Pottsville, 1 timeout remaining as the clock stops with 3:40 left in the opening half.
Okay, 1 timeout. Need to use it.
Hazleton area also with only 1 timeout remaining. Bad snap. Minor ended up getting the loose football, but was met immediately by the front of Hazleton area, led by Richie Santos.
I'll tell you what, great penetration led by Santos. But let's go back to what the question you asked me about snapping the football. And there was a good example.
A sideline warning against Hazleton area. To me, that's opening night, Joe. I mean, everybody's excited. I know the coaches will get everybody back, but to me, you know, these are kids playing a very emotional sport, and hey, you saw a big play, and Yost down the field, and it is caught for the touchdown by the tight end, Corey Holobetz.
I'll tell you what, one of the things, Holobetz down the field right here, and look at the release. I mean, he was just down the seam. Nobody touched him. He had free reign all the way to the end zone. And you know what, Marty? You forget about the tight end. If you don't have anyone holding him up, he takes off. Good throw by Yost. Holobetz with the catch.
Freshman Rafe DiCello wearing number 8, left-footed kicker. It is up and good. 2:41 left in the opening half. Pottsville on the board. They trail 14-7.
It's the last great sale of the summer at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during the summer clearance event. Lease a new Ram 1500 Express Crew Cab for just $209 a month for 24 months. Or lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for just $179 a month for 36 months. Purchase a new Jeep Renegade 4x4 with 0% for 72 months. Don't miss it. The last great sale of the summer at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or online at allamericanjeep.net.
Need auto parts? You need Harry's You Pull It, the area's premier self-service auto parts salvage yard. You bring your tools, browse the lot, take what you want. It's all for sale. Thousands of vehicles, 3 convenient locations in Hazleton, Allentown, and Pennsburg. Need to junk your car? You get paid more at Harry's than anywhere else. Lowest prices, largest selection, everything you need. Harry's You Pull It. Call or visit WeGotUsed.com.
Coach, a big answer by Tom McGoey and his Crimson Tide. After 2 Damon Horton touchdown runs, the Crimson Tide get a big kickoff return from Mullins. They go down the field, get their first score of the year. They're down 7 with 2:41 left in the half. And this Barbush Automotive kickoff, 1 hop to Johnson. Johnson across the 35 and the 40, and he's going to be brought down at about the 43. So the Cougars, 1 timeout remaining, 2:35 left on the clock. I would think plenty of time for this Cougar offense.
I would think so too. The other thing is, you know, when it become, as I said before, as an offense, sometimes you get a little impatient. I want to score, and that leads to maybe a mistake, and that's what you want to avoid. Lance Johnson with an excellent job on the first bounce, taking that kickoff down the field.
Beautiful night for football here at Harmon Guy Stadium. We thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Joe Flanagan on the stats, Mike Sosar on the sidelines. Hazleton area takes their final timeout, leading by 7. I'd like to remind you that high school football on WYLN is brought to you by Jimmy's Quick Lunch, home of the famous Jimmy Dog, 123 East Broad Street in Hazleton. Stop and enjoy the best hot dog in Northeast PA. You can't come to Hazleton without stopping at Jimmy's Quick Lunch for the famous Jimmy Dog, now celebrating 79 years at the same location.
Tell you what, Marty, Coach Brennan with a good timeout saw something he did not like, made the quick call. So, 2:35.
No timeouts left for the Cougars from their own 43. But just a reminder, high school football on a first down, clock stops to move the chains. So even if you're brought down in bounds, it'll temporarily start to move the chains. So a little bit of an advantage there at this level. Whoa, quick dump off to Horton. Eludes one tackler. Horton eludes two. He's in the deep Crimson Tide territory with one man to beat, and he steps out of bounds. If not for Jacob Bruce, could have been the third touchdown of the night for Damon Horton, but instead he gets a Harry's you pull it. Cougar first down.
And I'll tell you what, here you're going to see it. Get the ball to Horton, let him make a move, see if he can get the ball up the field. Great moves by Horton, but a better job right here by Jacob Roos, preventing him from scoring.
Quarterback draw, and Wolk will be brought down inside the 20. Jack Kalinich on the tackle. Cougars in the Grand Central red zone. And Horton, after that long run, appears to have a little bit of a limp. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Kalinich with a nice job there for Pottsville on the tackle. Clock running at 1:54.
Called 2nd and 8. Ball just at the Pottsville 18. Wolk is going to run. Loots a couple of tacklers. Wolk to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars!
I'll tell you what, Marty, when you spread them out, the secondary I'm talking about, you have someone with Wolk's ability, and he's very calm there. Looks like down the field, then he's able to run away from the linebacker, makes another defensive back miss. Sparky Wolk touchdown.
Wolk to hold, Barrientos for the point after. The kick is up and it is good. We'll keep it here. Minute 36 left in the half. 2 rushing touchdowns by Damon Horton. And just moments ago, a rushing touchdown from 18 yards out by Sparky Wolk. Have the Cougars in front 21-7 on opening night. You're watching it here on the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Game of the week, week number 1. And Joe, looking forward to this schedule. I think we got some pretty good matchups coming up as the season rolls along, and look forward to another great season with you, my friend.
I am also looking forward to the season, and you're right, Marty. We have some great matchups, 3 Berwick games in the middle of the schedule. I believe it's Valley View, Crestwood, Hazleton, and talking to Coach Sheptock from Berwick this past week, we talked about Wolk and Damon Horton and the ability that they have, and they've shown that tonight.
And I'm sure we'll talk more about it in week number 9, but the last time that Hazleton area will go to Wilkes-Barre and play Coughlin High School.
Yeah, they're looking at merging all 3 schools from what I understand, so And we were talking about that, Coach Flanagan, you and I earlier. What are they going to do with the smaller schools with GAR and Myers out of the picture? But that's for someone else to decide.
Mullins on the Barbush Automotive kickoff. Another great return. Give him about 33 on the return. Pottsville with a timeout remaining. 1:25 left on the clock. They've got a chance to answer.
Mullen does a great job of biding his time and then accelerating. He is a junior.
37-yard line, 38-yard line.
As Pottsville comes to the line of scrimmage, first down.
And Addison Mullins has been explosive in the kickoff return game for Pottsville tonight. Yost looking to pass. He's going to be hit from behind. I believe that was Cunningham again.
I tell you what, he hunted him down from the backside. Watch this. Looks like he is blocked out of the picture. There he comes. That's what you call never quit attitude. Cunningham, Jared with a...
What do they like to say, Joe? A non-stop motor.
You got the motor going. Keep it going.
2nd and 13 after the second sack of the half by Cunningham. High snap. Minor will get the carry. Minor gets maybe a yard. Cougars have no timeouts remaining. So in essence, if Coach McGoey would like to, he can run this opening half clock out.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're looking at here. You don't want to make any kind of mistake as they need to run one play at third down, and maybe it's the quarterback taking a knee. Let's go talk about it.
They took one shot, gave up the sack. They're going to run it again. Walchuk is going to be tackled by Dallas Solomon after a gain of about 5. Clock will run to zeros. Through one half of football. Hazleton area on opening night at home at Harmon Geist Stadium. Lead the Crimson Tide of Pottsville by the score of 21-7. And before he heads into the locker room to address his team, Mike Sosar with Hazleton area head coach Mike Brennan.
Thanks, Marty. Coach, defense just strong. Minus a few penalty biffs, but they held strong right through, especially Cunningham on those 2 sacks.
Absolutely. Jared made 2 big plays. We got to play a little bit better overall. They're dropping 8 guys in the coverage. They're rushing 3 and dropping 8. They're not allowing us to throw some of our stuff. So Sparky's doing a great job with his feet. That's what we have to do to have a chance to win the game. That's what we'll do. Damon's run hard. Our O-line's grinding it out. And we just have to have a better second half of both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it seemed like those first couple of reps until they got it going, spent a lot of time in the red zone, and then just picked it up. You had Damon with the 2 touchdowns, and then Sparky with the sneak.
Yeah, we have to start, trying to take over the game in the second half and try to wear on them physically and, and make the plays. And we have the opportunity to take our shots, and we got to cover the kickoffs better. We just got to, we got to play an overall better second half than we did in the first half.
Coach, best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back upstairs, guys.
Mike, thank you very much. And Coach Brennan, typical coach. All aspects he mentioned, got to cover those kickoffs better as well. Be stronger defensively, offensively. We're going to take a break. Up next, for the first time in 2018, it'll be the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show, which will feature the Pottsville High School Marching Band. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week on WILN.
I'm proud to announce our end of the summer Giant 10 event. Over 300 cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities at one location, the Laurel Mall. We'll be offering free gifts for every test drive valued up to $100. 4 days only, Wednesday, August 22nd through Saturday, August 25th. No reasonable offer will be refused. There will be a credit consultation center set up with 6 lenders and over $2.4 million to lend. Interest rates starting at 0%. Discounts up to $10,000 at the Blaze Alexander Summer Sales event at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss this event.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. For the first time in the 2018 high school football season, through a half of football, Hazleton area in front 21-7. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar on the sidelines, Joe Flanagan pinch hitting on the stats. He's getting our halftime stats ready that we'll get a look at later on the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. But even though Hazleton area is up 21-7, almost a feeling that Hazleton area, this score should almost be bigger.
Well, I think you're right. I think the first couple of possessions for Hazleton, they became a little frustrated, moved the ball down the field, had great field position, but came away with no points. Coach Brennan was talking about Horton. He was talking about Wolk. Cunningham making some big plays defensively, Jared. When they come out, they're going to have to contain Minor, because he is a dangerous person as Pottsville's band gets ready on the middle of the field. Minor, tight end, they're going to have to go back and cover tight end. And Pottsville has shown the ability to move the football. They've hurt themselves with a couple penalties. Let's see what happens second half.
And the other thing the coach mentioned, the kickoff returns, Addison Mullins, some big returns in that opening half, including that helped set up their only scoring drive of the night. So keep an eye on the special teams, especially coverage-wise, for Hazleton area in that second half. As Joe mentioned, part of the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show, down to the field, it's the Pottsville High School Marching Band.
Next, the band will pay tribute to the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent, and his head-banging classic rock hit, Cat Scratch Fever.
has been the Pottsville High School Marching Band with their halftime performance. Very nicely done to open the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show premiere edition, week number 1 here in the high school football season. The score at the half: Hazleton area 21, Pottsville 7. We'll get a look at Joe Flanagan's halftime stats up next. You're watching the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show.
Hazleton Honda is the ultimate car buying experience with our award-winning service, convenient extended service hours, always amazing prices, and massive inventory selection. Right now, lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for $119 per month, only $2169 down payment, or lease a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for $179 per month, only $1798 down payment, plus 0% financing up to 60 months on all new vehicles in stock. Hazleton Honda, where you are set for life.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home. Robotic surgery for quicker recoveries. World-class heart care and access to top specialists. All from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
FunandLC.com is the official source to all the great things to do here and near Luzerne County. Visit our brand new website to find your fun in any PA. And be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages for weekly listings of the top things to do in our area, along with free giveaways to the area's best events. Download any of our annual guides that will provide you with information on local events, outdoor recreation, arts and entertainment, and family fun and activities. Go to FunandLC.com today to start finding your fun in Luzerne County.
BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? BLB Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
Welcome back to the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show, live from Harmon Guys Stadium. This is the Lehigh Valley Health Network game of the week, week number 1. Cougars of Hazleton are in front over the Crimson Tide of Pottsville by a score of 21-7 on the strength of 2 rushing touchdowns by Damon Horton. And we are moments away from getting a look, Joe, at the halftime stats compiled by our very capable pinch hitter, brought to you by Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships. Joe Flanagan gave us these stats.
Looking at Pottsville, 2 first downs, several costly penalties. Rushing 39 yards, passing 45, 84 total yards. 4 penalties only, Marty, but big ones, 45 yards. Hazleton area, the Cougars, 10 first downs, 188 rushing, 123 by Horton, Damon Horton, who has 2 touchdowns and 123 yards. Passing 73 yards. Sparky Wolk rushing 62 yards and a touchdown. 73 yards passing, 261 total, 1 turnover, 3 penalties, 40 yards. And I know what Coach Brennan is saying, we should have more points on the board. They came away early with nothing after 3 or 4 decent field positions.
And Joe, we're ready for the first time this year to get a look at first half highlights from that opening half here at Harmon Guys Stadium. Here's Damon Horton on the 3rd Cougar possession, and they get on the board from 13 yards out. Cougars would jump out in front 7-0. Then after a interception by Mason Barnes on an end-around pass looking for Roos, Schneider just at the end knocked it away, keeping it at 7-0. After a Cunningham sack and a bad punt, very first play from 5 yards out, Horton would go. Get his second touchdown, Cougars would be up 14-0. But the Crimson Tide an answer. Yost to Holopetz, who got loose from his tight end position, making it 14-7 Cougars. But right before the half, the Cougars would answer. Horton breaking several tackles, and he had one man to beat, but would end up getting pushed out of bounds near the 20. And 2 plays later, Sparky Wolk would keep it himself, elude a couple of Pottsville defenders. He would take it in from 18 yards out. Cougars take a 21-7 lead into the locker room. And that's where we are here at the half. You've been watching the Hazleton Auto Mall halftime show. Third quarter action from Harmon Geist Stadium. Up next.
Hazleton Honda is the ultimate car buying experience with our award-winning service, convenient extended service hours, always amazing prices, and massive inventory selection. Right now, lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for $119 per month, only $2169 down payment, or lease a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for $179 per month, only $1798 down payment, plus 0% financing up to 60 months on all new vehicles in stock. Hazleton Honda, where you are set for life.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Ready to take things into your own hands? Explore the area's largest salvage yard of domestic and import vehicles at Harry's You Pull It Auto Parts. Whether you're looking for a single part, building a project car, or trading in, Harry's can help. Our 3 locations offer new inventory and manager specials daily. And we've had a hands-on approach to the auto business for 4 generations. Visit Harry's You Pull It for the largest inventory at the lowest prices. Period.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 19 minutes from Scranton, 15 minutes from Wilkes-Barre, 12 minutes from Old Forge, 18 minutes from Mountaintop, and 28 minutes from Berwick. Barber Ford in Exeter and Barber Ford in Hazleton. Start your new car search today at barberautogroup.com, where nobody sells for less.
We welcome you back to Harmon Geist Stadium, getting set for third quarter action of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Season premiere, week number 1 of the 2018 high school football season. We thank you for joining us tonight here on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar on the sidelines. Joe Flanagan helping us out on the stats is, if you've seen during the last couple weeks in local coverage in various media outlets, the Hazleton Little League Challenger Division, a great story, making their way out to Williamsport. They're already there tonight. They're going to be participating tomorrow morning at the Little League World Series, taking on a team from Indiana. And Joe Flanagan will like this. I believe it's the hometown of Don Mattingly that they'll be playing that Little League. But the Challenger Division getting an opportunity to participate in the Little League World Series. They've been trying for 9 years. I know District Administrator Jim Burns has been one of those to lead the charge to get that application through and get the Challenger Division team there. They're finally there. Jim Burns, along with Hazleton President Ed Shopey, is out in Williamsport, so Jim not with us. He'll be back next week. And Joe, when we talk about next week, the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 2, as you see us high above Harmon Guy Stadium in the Ray Saul Memorial Press Box. Very interesting matchup, Joe. The Spartans of Wyoming Valley West will be here to take on the Cougars of Hazleton area. We'll be on the air next Friday night at 7 for the big rivalry between Wyoming Valley West and Hazleton area.
Big rivalry, always a good ball game. Means a lot in the conference, number 1. Number 2, playoff implications. Even though it's the second week of the season, you always have to think of that. We talked about that earlier. We're starting a week earlier because of the playoff system. So that's something that's always in the back of coaches' minds. I'll tell you the other thing, Marty, to get a good start here in the second half, Pottsville needs to take care of the football, rely on Yost, rely on Miner, who's done a nice job running the football, but they can't afford to get, and when we talk about this earlier in the first half, impatient. We need to score right now. They're down by 14. A good possession on the first possession will go a long way to help them. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily a score either. A good possession could mean eating the clock, moving the football, but keeping it away from Hazleton. See what happens.
The Cougars have returned to the field. Get set for third quarter action. Blaze Alexander Family Dealership wishes to send congratulations and best of luck to the Hazleton Little League Challenger Division team on their well-earned trip to the Little League World Series. Great job, guys, from Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships. And, Joe, I would think one of the things for Coach McGoey defensively, you know, they've decided they're going to take away the passing game. But as Coach Brennan mentioned, you know, when they call for pass plays, Sparky's read it, taken off.
Yeah.
And the other thing, they've come out, they've run the ball. Horton with 123 yards rushing the football in the first half. This is Pottsville, Hazleton area. Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 1. But it's one of those things, what do you take away?
I'll tell you one thing. If you have a quarterback that can extend plays with their legs, run the ball, it's tough to defend. One of the things here, if I were Hazleton, I would think twice about kicking it away to Mullins. He's done a great job. Addison Mullins returning the kick. He puts it at the 40 or out further. So maybe you try to drop it at the 20 and make him go after the ball, so take away from that burst of speed he has. But what do I know about it?
Coach, all I got to say is I listen to every word. I for all the years we've been together, I'm trying to figure if I've learned anything.
For all the years we've been together?
Yeah.
You probably haven't.
Barbush Automotive kickoff from Barrientos, and there's Mullins at the 8. Mullins out across the 25. Schneider got a hold of him, and they finally bring him down at the 44, a return of 36.
I'll tell you what, Marty, he caught that on a dead run and was able to get it up the field. Here you see it, right here. Good possession by Mullins, and here he's picked up full speed. Got to break down, I said before, when you're covering that kickoff. So, good field position for the Tide.
And if you're Coach McGoey, you couldn't ask for anything better. Well, I mean, I guess you could if he could have taken it all the way, but in all seriousness, a nice return out to the 44 short field, but Miner bounced off the pile and he'll be held to no gain. It looked like Bryce Reed led the charge for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what, the best pursuit angle, Bryce Reed there, along with several other Hazleton defenders, good pursuit angles, keeps Miner to maybe a half yard.
I'll tell you what, Joe, how about the year that young man had? It seemed as each week went along, that young sophomore, now a junior, Bryce Reed, seemed to get better and better defensively.
I'll tell you what, we liked him last year. He's doing a nice job tonight. As Yost comes out of there.
Fisher came on the blitz, brought him down on the sack, got some help from Cunningham.
I'll tell you what, Matt Fisher, great job. He was able to contain Yost. Cunningham came over and helped on the tackle. Jared Cunningham coming up with another big play along with Matt Fisher, forcing a third down and about 15.
And this is a defense that Coach Brennan said he thought they had enough depth. What they really wanted to do was limit how much Wolk and Horton played defensively, have them fresh for offense as the game went along. Neither of them on the field right now for a big third down play.
I'll tell you what, you always want to do that.
A screen. They get it to Mullins. Mullins cuts it back. A flag is down in the middle of the field. Mullins down the sideline. Hazleton area defenders will pursue him and knock him out of bounds. But I have a feeling this is coming back.
I'll tell you what happened was the play was a bust. Mullins ended up open. Yost got him the ball. But when that happens, everybody's running around. So, let me see what we have. We have another flag here and an unhappy Hazleton area coach. So let's see what happens.
That was in front of the Hazleton area sideline.
There's Mullins
and now we got a third flag that's been thrown.
We looked at the replay. S.J. Kowalski replay.
Joe, you could do this TV business forever. Good sponsorship reads.
I don't think that's going to happen. But listen, great job. And you saw the speed of Mullins. We have 3 flags on the field. Let's see what the officials come up with.
And unfortunately, if you're a Hazleton area fan, you may get 1 and maybe 2 against your sideline. Coach Brennan has the headset off, hands on the hips. He wants to hear what Jim Miller has to say. First one will be against Pottsville. That'll wipe out the play. I wonder if we had something with the sideline again after the sideline warning that we had in the opening half, and maybe the coaching staff didn't agree.
You made 2 calls.
Yeah, the illegal block in the back against Pottsville. Now they still have to sort out the 2 here in the sidelines. Pottsville's ready to run a play, and the officials are saying, hold on.
Hold on while we decide what we're going to do here.
Now, I don't believe they've marched off the block in the back yet. Then we have to see what the other 2 flags are. Here's Jim Miller.
I'm not even kidding. Yeah. How about telling us?
Now I'm not.
It's offsetting, it looks like.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure what they called.
I'm confused also.
They're going to come with an end around, and Cunningham forces the fumble. Ball still loose. Cougars may have it. Let's see. 4th down, Pottsville got on it.
But tell you what, Jared Cunningham again at the bottle.
Blew up the play.
That penetration was, and you're going to see it right here. Cunningham up the field right now. Great job.
And there you saw that late white jersey right before Bryce Reed got down there, getting in there on the football. So Pottsville avoids a disaster. They're going to have to punt the BLB Auto Sales punt, but it could have been a whole lot worse as Bittenhorn gets off a better kick. Hunsinger from midfield. He's to the 45, and a nice open field tackle there by Pottsville, Kevin DiCello.
DiCello with a great job on punt coverage. Let's go back to the As we look at the punt coverage here as Hunsinger tries to find the wall, but DiCello coming up and with a very, very short tackle.
10 for the Crimson Tide, 45-yard line.
We need to explain the penalty, but we can't.
We
have the block in the back. I guess it was offsetting.
But I don't understand I'm not sure, because
don't
if there
ask
was
me for an explanation.
If there was one flag against Pottsville, then why, I'm not understanding why Hazleton area would argue it, and then you gave them the offsetting foul. Very confusing as to the second and third flag. They had the block in the back. Horton is going to be brought down for a loss of about a yard, but very confusing as to what went on there. And unfortunately, until anybody could talk to Jim Miller, the referee or the officiating crew, not really sure what went on. Cunningham blew up the third and long play. Hazleton area has it back in Pottsville territory again.
Pottsville's defensive front did a nice job there right at the line of scrimmage. Horton, no place to go.
So it'll be 2nd and 11. Horton to the bottom of your screen. They're going to sling it out to Johnson. Johnson's got some running room, and he's going to be hauled down by Walczyk at about the 34. Should be enough for a Harry's. You pull it, Cougar first down.
Lance Johnson runs that flare pattern. He's going to have some room to run because there's nobody closing on the ball. Now, Walczyk does a good job of pulling him down after getting there. First down for Hazleton area.
Joe, you and I at the end of tonight's game will select the Arc Electric The Wire Guys player of the game. So we invite you to stay tuned for that. Coming up at the end of tonight's contest, this time they'll sling it out to Horton. He eludes one tackler. Horton still in bounds, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. It'll depend on the official spot. Appears to be a yard shy of the first. Give him 9 on the play. 2nd and short coming up for the Cougars.
That's where you want Horton to have a chance on the corner. Usually it's going to be one-on-one. And he's the type of runner that can run away from you or run over you.
There's that horn again. 5 minutes to post, Joe. 2nd and short. Walt going for it on to Hunsinger. Incomplete. On the coverage was Jacob Roos.
Broken up by number 18, Jacob Rose.
Nice job. Roos looked like he was beat. Hunsinger looked like he could go up over him, but Roos got his hand in there.
And the advantage of 2nd and 1 is that we're going to look at the S.J. Kowalski replay.
Right here you see it. Roos again back turned to the quarterback, didn't see the ball, but when it hit Hunsinger's hands, Roos was able to get a hand in.
Now the Cougars bring in the big guys here on 3rd and short. Give us to Horton. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he is going to be wrapped down at the 20, but not before he, a late flag. I believe he's picked up a Harry's. You pull it first down. We'll wait for the call.
Thrown by the umpire who was right in the middle of that scrum. So let's see. I couldn't see from up here, but
dead ball, personal foul against the defense. So it will be a Harry's. You pull it first down. Pete Keselika, State Farm Agency for home, auto, life, and business insurance. Stop by our new location at 16 North Laurel Street in Hazleton or call 570-459-9000. Pete Keselika, State Farm Insurance.
Not the kind of penalty you want to see if you're Coach McGoey, who looked like to start the second half might have a shot at doing something, but they struggled offensively.
Officially call it 1st and goal from the 10. Cougars in the Grand Central red zone, slinging out to Horton. Breaks one tackle, breaks a third. Touchdown, Cougars! Horton is 3rd touchdown. First receiving to increase the Cougar lead.
Again, they get the ball to Horton on the corner, makes a couple of moves, has some people in front of him blocking. Touchdown, Damon Horton. Putting in a good night's work. There you see it. Again, very, very tough to tackle one-on-one.
Barrientos' kick is up and good. 7:21 left in the third. Cougars increase the lead, 28-7.
You can watch TV in your house. You can watch TV on a couch. You can watch TV in the park. You can watch TV after dark. You can watch TV in a cave with a guy named Dave.
I'm Dave.
I like to watch TV here and there. Let's all watch TV everywhere. Wherever you go, take your favorite programs along with Service Electric's TV Everywhere. Visit www.sectv.com to create your free account and start watching today.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
We welcome you back to Harmon Guy Stadium in Hazleton, home of the Hazleton area Cougars. And they lead 28-7 on Damon Horton's third touchdown of the night. First receiving from Sparky Wolk. Will Barrientos on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. And keep it away from number 9 of Pottsville. Back deep, Addison Mullins. And Barrientos does just that, but it's going to go out of bounds inside the 20. We'll see what Coach McGoey elects to do here.
I would think he'd want the ball, take it at the 35, I believe, is where they place it.
And it looks like the official on the far sideline conversed with Coach McGoey, and it looks like they're going to go from the Pottsville 35. High school football on WYLN is brought to you by attorney Tom Mosca and Mosca Law, located in Kingston, serving your legal needs for 28 years. You can reach attorney Mosca at 570-288-2917.
Pottsville comes out and trips, Marty, trying to get the ball down the field.
Yost rolls that way. Dumps it to the short man, incomplete. Fisher on the coverage, knocking it away from Roos.
They doubled the defensive end, so Yost has more time on that sprint. Ran three receivers down the field. Fisher did a great job, Matt Fisher, on the underneath pattern, knocking it away. So we're looking at 2nd and 10.
Fisher, we've seen him in the past play D-back, now moved up to linebacker. But what a great asset for Coach Brennan. You move him up to linebacker, but he can play pass coverage.
Quick enough, moves well.
Yost is going to keep it to the far sideline. Solomon hunts him down, knocks him out of bounds after a gain of about 7 to the 42.
Big third down. Down by 21 points. Pottsville needs to come away with some positives here. So this is a big third down for the Tide. We're going to 6:45 in the third quarter. Wide field right. Come out with wide slot right.
Yost hands it off to Miner. Miner is going to be met and tackled. Appears to be shy of the first down.
Interesting, Marty. Let's see what Coach McGoey does. It's 4th and 1 at your own 45. It's 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and you're down 21.
Talked about the rotation. Part of that rotation on the defensive line, I believe making that tackle was Brian Zayas, a senior for Hazleton area, wearing number 56. A big play to bring up this 4th and short.
Zayas made a play earlier as we go
Yost ducked his head, and it looks like he got just across the 45, out to the 48. Good enough for Harry's You Pull It. Crimson Tide first down.
That was an old single wing play. Snap to Yost. He just took it up, led by 2 running backs. First down.
Two receivers to the top of your screen. Yost out of the gun. He rolls that way. Looking to pass. He's going to be hunted down from behind. And he is going to be brought down for a sack.
I'm going to tell you what. I believe it was Matt Fisher again. Let's look at this. He comes back. Fisher was up the field. Yost had to turn inside because of that. Fisher came back and made the tackle. Matt Fisher with a big defensive play.
We've seen that twice tonight from 2 different Cougar defenders. First time we saw it was with Cunningham. That play with Fisher. And, you know, if you're a defensive coach for Hazleton area, you can't ask much more for these guys' effort. As Minor gets the carry, gets tripped up as he gets into Cougar territory till the 46. He's going to leave the Crimson Tide with a 3rd down and 4. Under 4.5 minutes remaining on the Blaze Alexander third quarter scoreboard, and as the Cougars up 28-7.
Bugda with the tackle for Hazleton area. James Bugda, sophomore, 5'9", 180. Did a nice job there bringing Minor down. Another 3rd down. Need to convert if you're the Tide.
Yost to pass across the middle, and it is caught by Mason Barnes. Good for Harry's You Pull It. Crimson Tide first down to the 34. Schneider on the tackle.
Barnes crossing the field. Made a nice catch. Yost with a very, very nice throw. Keeps the chains moving. Possession.
Hand off to Minor. Minor trying to get to the outside. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Give him about 5 on the play. Coming up at the end of tonight's contest, Joe and I will select an Arc Electric, the Wire Guys player of the game. We were debating the last commercial break some interesting options that we're going to have to still debate in the final quarter, plus 3:38 left here in the third.
Pottsville doing a nice job with this possession, Marty. Keeping the chains moving. Mistakes to a minimum.
Play action. Yost rolling right. Pumps. Looking at the end zone and incomplete. Just out of the reach of Mason Barnes.
Barnes coming from the opposite side of the field. Looked like he had his defender beat. Yost overthrows. We're looking at 3rd down and about 5. You're in 4-down territory now, Marty, so if you can pick up some, that's good, but you will keep possession on 4th down and try to pick up the first or score.
Joe Flanagan hands me the stat, Joe. Crimson Tide 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. Big time for them to get their first here, trailing 28-7. Fumble on the handoff to Minor, and it looks like the Cougars get on it, making the recovery. Richie Santos.
Well, I'll tell you what happened here. Minor was by. The ball looked like it was in, but Minor was almost by Yost before he could get his hands on it. Turnover. So,
high school football on WYLN is brought to you by Jimmy's Quick Lunch, home of the famous Jimmy Dog, 123 East Broad Street in Hazleton. Stop and enjoy the best hot dog in Northeast PA. You can't come to Hazleton without stopping at Jimmy's Quick Lunch for the famous Jimmy Dog. Now celebrating 79 years at the same location, Jimmy's Quick Lunch, 123 East Broad Street in Hazleton. Wolk back to pass. Looking deep for Smith into double coverage. And and incomplete. Main man on the coverage was Jacob Roos, but Joe, the funny thing is about Jimmy's Quick Lunch, everyone here in town knows that Jimmy's is always closed on Tuesdays. The only one that didn't believe that was Coach Curry. He always used to argue with our Tim Thompson that, I can't believe they're not open on Tuesday. You just don't want to take me there.
And both those gentlemen we remember with much respect. And
we miss them both.
Yes, we do. Roos with a great job there. I tried to run a wheel route. Hazleton area did, but Roos got over, incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 3:20.
Walk looking for Smith, incomplete. But to go back to our good buddy Tim Thompson, we'd probably have a tough time convincing him that this Crimson Tide did not come from Tuscaloosa.
I'm sure we would.
3rd down and 10, and very interesting that the Cougars here come out throwing the football in this possession.
Yeah, I think you want to try to do some things offensively. You're up by 21. You want to take a look at your routes. You know Wolk can throw the ball. But what you're doing here is stopping the clock, which is not good because Pottsville doesn't have to call timeout. And they're only down 21. It's not like they're completely out of it.
Wolk rolls left, under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Brought down by a host of Crimson Tide defenders, including Lucas Drum and Chris Wallace. And it almost seemed like, Joe, the style of plays and what they called for, they were looking like they were trying to get David Smith involved.
Yeah,
he's had one catch yet so far tonight. It just seemed like they wanted to get him going offensively.
Try to get the ball to him, and I'll tell you what, Sparky Wolf made a good decision there. Eat the ball instead of trying to throw it into a crowd. They're going to give it up, though, with the punt. Pottsville should have good field position.
High snap on Sparky Wolk, and the punt was blocked as BLB Auto Sales punt, I believe, as he tried to get it away, was blocked, or at the very least, Schenk knocked him down as he went to punt it.
Well, he became a runner at that point, so no penalty.
No penalty, but I'm not sure. Wasn't sure if Schenk blocked it or if he just hit him as he went to punt it away.
The official made he got a hand on it sign.
So a great break for Pottsville. Get a break on special teams. They'll start this possession in the Grand Central red zone. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 14. Yost rolling right. Avoids one tackler, but he can't avoid a second. Bryce Reed brings him down for a loss.
But I'll tell you what, again, Reed with a great job, but Fisher again doing it. Watch this. He's up the field right here. Yost goes inside. Reed is able to make the tackle, but Fisher comes right back.
And once again, that replay brought to you by S.J. Kowalski.
I'll tell you what, big hustle from Hazleton defensively, especially here in the second half.
Their effort has not stopped from the beginning of this game to this point here. As Miner trying to bounce it to the outside. Solomon hauls him down for no gain.
Solomon with a great job. 6'2", 210 senior. And he moved well, was able to get Miner up around the shoulder pads and bring him down.
And Dallas Solomon, one of the great honors, along with Sparky Wolk, Damon Horton, and Jacob Hunsinger, the 4 young men that were voted by their team to be the 4 captains on this squad for this season. And that's quite an honor because your peers are part of that selection process.
Exactly right. And you know what? All 4 of them contributing greatly.
Yost to the end zone. And incomplete. Schneider on the coverage looking for Barnes.
I'll tell you what, Schneider's done a nice job tonight. Besides the tight end, Hazleton area secondary, very nice job. You're going to have a 4th down, but Pottsville's going to obviously go for it, down by 21.
But you go back to that first down play by Bryce Reed. Instead of say like 4th and 10, 4th and 7, it's 4th and 17 from the 21 of Hazleton area. Barnes in motion to the bottom of your screen. Yost again under pressure to the end zone to Shank. Knocked away. I believe that was David Smith.
Smith went up, knocked it away. So, the Hazleton defense comes up big.
And normally on most weeks, you would think that Shank at 6'5" would have the advantage height-wise, but tonight he's been guarded by a 6'2" athletic Smith.
Well, I'll tell you what, Smith can, like you said, he's athletic. He can get up. And the ball was coming down. Instead of being caught at its highest point, it was already coming down, so Smith had a good chance at it. 44 seconds left.
Like to remind you, starting this Wednesday on WILN, it'll be another edition of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join head coach Mike Brennan as he goes over this Pottsville game. Look ahead to the Wyoming Valley West Spartans and have a special guest from the Cougar football team. All this week on Sports Talk here on WILN, starting Wednesday night at 7. And this will be Johnson on first down. Nice burst up the middle for a gain of about 5.
I think Coach Brennan's thinking, you know what, 3 and we almost lost the ball, throwing it 3 times and then trying to punt. So let's use the clock, punch it up the field a little bit, and see if we can get to the fourth quarter. As
Sparky Wolk points to the scoreboard to Coach Brennan, he says, "I agree with you. Let's let the clock run out. We'll go to the other end of the field for second down." Clock approaches 0 here in the third quarter. The only score of the quarter, Wolk to Horton. Horton's third touchdown of the night through 3. Hazleton area 28, Pottsville 7. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week on WILN. Fourth quarter action up next.
BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? BLB Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial. Licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
We welcome you back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, season premiere. Week number 1 of the 2018 high school football season. Start of the fourth quarter, hometown Cougars of Hazleton area leading 28-7. Here at Harmon Geist Stadium, live coverage here on WILN. And on 2nd and 5 to start the fourth quarter, Johnson, it's going to be very close. I'd say he's about half a yard shy of the first.
Lance Johnson doing a nice job both sides of the ball. I think with your Hazleton area, you run the football. We're going to have a timeout, I think, for measurement. Now we have a Pottsville player down.
And even though the humidity's down, it's still summer, it's still August. Credit both of these teams. They've been in shape. This is the first of what I believe may be a cramp.
Yeah, I think you're right, Marty. And the night is fairly decent, not real humid. But you're still working, and it's game conditions now. It's a little different than, as I said, when you have the scrimmage, it's 10 plays, maybe coaches are talking, they stop to correct. So that type of environment, the game conditions, if a person's going both ways, it adds to it also.
And it was Corey Holobetz that left under his own power, and it looked like he was pointing at his calf. So we hope it's only a cramping situation for Corey, but he did get up pretty quickly and head to the sideline. So a 3rd down and about 1 for the Cougars. Wolk will go under center, and he'll give to Horton. And Horton spins across the 30 to about the 32, and I think we got a late hit.
One of the things there, Horton sort of turned sideways. I thought if he could go to his right, he had room to really get it up the field. But he looked like, to me, like I have the 1st down. That's what we want. As a penalty is thrown, I believe, by the umpire. And we're going to have a unnecessary roughness.
And a Harry's you pull it 1st down from the run by Horton and the penalty. So the Cougars should get this out near midfield. I wonder if Damon Horton is, he was bent over pointing at the back of his leg. I wonder if he's maybe suffering from some cramping, but I'll tell you what, he set the tone from the start with his running style.
And the other thing is, Marty, now you can get some experience to younger guys. Lance Johnson has done a nice job as a junior running the football. Of course, Sparky Wolk can run the football.
And it'll be Johnson on 1st down. Johnson has a 1st down and more as he gets bumped down inside the 40 to the 39. Good for another Harry's you pull it. Cougar 1st down.
Again, let me mention, as we look at this, Beaver, Luna, Fuchik, Jordan Cunningham, Hetherington, Josh, Jared Cunningham, doing a great job up front, allowing Hazleton area to maintain possession and pick up another 1st down.
Ball will be marked at the Crimson Tide 39. Johnson again. And he lowers his shoulder for a gain of about 2 or 3 down near the 36. Want to remind you, coming up next week, it'll be the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 2. We'll be right back here at Harmon Geist Stadium for the big rivalry matchup as the Cougars of Hazleton area welcome the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West. We'll be on the air next Friday night beginning at 7 for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 2. Wyoming Valley West, Hazleton area, right here on WYLN.
Parker Zimmerowski did a nice job for Pottsville on that defensive front the last play as we had a flag. I think
false start on the end of their line to the far sideline, and that'll make it 2nd down and 12 from the, actually 2nd and 13 from the 42.
Time now becoming a factor for the Tide. They have to get the ball back.
It'll be a draw to Johnson, and he is going to be brought down after a short gain near the 40. Leading the way defensively was junior Dalton Mates for Pottsville. So 3rd down long for the Cougars here, 3rd and a long 11.
If you're going to throw, one of the things you have to look at is there's no such thing as a sure pattern, but a short pass and then let the receiver or the back, whoever catches it, try to get the ball up the field.
Blitz coming from the outside. Wolk gets away from it, and he is going to be brought down by DiCello after he gains inside the 40 to the 37. It'll bring up a 4th down and about 8.
I'll tell you what, though, Marty, there's a good example of what Sparky Wolk can do for you. He looked like he was going to be sacked, big loss. He's able to squirt out of there and pick up a couple of yards, although it's 4th down. Looks like Hazleton area is sending their offense out. 4 receivers to the left, stack formation.
And it's going to be a draw, and credit the Crimson Tide. They weren't fooled in the least. Walchuk led the charge, bringing him down for a loss.
Great job by Walchuk. I'll tell you what, 4 receivers, they tried to spread the secondary so Walt could get to the next level. Walchuk really did a nice job with the stop. Pottsville takes over. 8:22 left in the ball game.
Damiano Funeral Home, located in McAdoo, providing traditional and pre-arrangement services and cremations, which are performed at their own on-site facility. For professional and courteous service, give them a call, 570-929-2820, Damiano Funeral Home in McAdoo. Yost pass complete to Schenk.
Good throw. Yost making a nice throw on the sprint. Schenk with an excellent catch right at the marker.
And it'll be a Harry's. Let's see. Yes, Harry's, you pull it first down out to the 49-yard line.
I hope they have a warranty on the scoreboard.
Mullins on first down. It's going to be brought down for a loss. Cunningham was in there, I believe, as well as Isaac Garcia.
I'll tell you what, Jared Cunningham, he may be at the top of my vote list for the ball game. He has come up big tonight.
Remember, it was 7-0. They had 3rd and short, and he came up with a big sack, short punt. And Horton on the very first play after that short punt got the score to make it 14-0. Pottsville got it to 1 score following that, but the Cougars came back and scored, and Hazleton area's kept it in that 2 to 3 range score since that big run by Horton.
Tell you what, Isaac Garcia did a great job trying to extend that as Yost throws it down the field, incomplete. Looking at 3rd down, about 12.
Flag down immediately as the ball was snapped. Pass complete to Roos. Knocked down by Schneider. We'll check the flag. This may bring it back.
I'll tell you what, another penalty that, if it's against Pottsville, that really hurts them because Yost made a great throw. Excellent catch. And I don't know, yeah, we're looking at it here as it is marked off.
Penalties for illegal shift on the Crimson Tide to nullify that first down.
So the illegal shift will march Pottsville back, make it even 3rd and longer. 3rd and about 17 coming up.
And I'll tell you what, they don't have a lot of penalties, but the ones that they have, the penalties they have, completely killed them tonight.
Remember back to that first quarter, Minor had that big run and it was brought back on the penalty. Yost under pressure on 3rd and 17. He's going to get away from it and be tripped up. I believe that was Johnson that tripped him up after a short gain of about 4.
But I'll tell you what, Richie Santos right there also for the Cougars. 4th down. Clock running, we're looking at 6:50. If it's down by 21, if you're going to try to do something, tough spot to be in, but you have to try to get it up the field here, at least the 1st down. Defensively in the second half, I think Hazleton has established themselves. They've done a very nice job.
Yost rolling right. Looks. Throws down the sideline, and did he come back and get it before it hit the ground? They're going to say yes. Completed catch I believe that was Barnes that came back for it. Great job by Barnes. Good for Harry's. You pull it. First down.
And I said if you let Yost take it to the sideline, Barnes did an excellent job coming back. Yost did a nice job just putting it up there. Pottsville area, 6:06.
And this will be Walchuk. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
That was made by Dallas Sullivan. No gain on the play, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Mentioned Hazleton area playing back home here next week. Pottsville has their home opener next Friday night against Wyomissing.
Solomon, nice tackle on the last play, forcing a 2nd down.
Yost being pressured. Fisher, I believe, coming from the outside. Gets another sack.
Outside to the field, quick pressure up. If we're going to see it now, as there you see it. Quick pressure from Fisher, forces Yost to step up, and the defensive front was able to get a lot of penetration, so no place to go. Clock running under 5 minutes, 3rd down. What am I worried about here if I'm Hazleton area? Yost is right-handed, but wide field is left. If he tries to sprint, I would think he's going to try to use the field, wide slot to the field also.
Ball loose. They're going to say incomplete. He was hit as he was in the motion of throwing the football.
Tried to stay in the pocket, Marty. I'll tell you what, this Hazleton defense is just laying their ears back at this point, getting up the field. Couldn't get it away, so we're looking at 4th down.
And one of the things I think I mentioned earlier on, Joe, Coach Brennan said to me earlier in the week, talking about the depth and the rotation that he has, you're seeing a lot of fresh red jerseys out there defensively, especially on the line. You know, you're not worn down on a warm August night. You want to keep coming, and we're seeing the pressure that they're putting on.
No doubt about it. They're getting great pressure from their front. Fisher coming off the corner.
4.5 minutes remaining in the 4th. Fisher again on the pressure. Forces the incompletion by Yost. Cougar defense holds on downs, and now a late flag. Yost took his helmet off. I'm not sure if he said something and if that's where the flag is, or if something was said by a defensive player.
A little bit of frustration, I think, if it's against Pottsville, but let's take a look here as Miller, looks like it may be against Hazleton. Let me see. Oh, grounding. Loss of down. Cougars take over 4:25.
Get it at the Pottsville 49.
Learning for Yost, Damon Yost. It's 4th down, Damon. You need to get the ball down the field. They're pressuring you. It's 4th down. Go ahead and throw it. See what happens with it. So, Cougars look well on their way to their first victory, Marty.
And it sets up a very interesting Friday night next week with Wyoming Valley West. See how the Spartans do at the end of action tonight against Scranton. Woke the pass, he's got Hunsinger. Down inside the 20. Brought down by Barnes inside the 15. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Cougar first down.
Jacob Hunsinger is able to run that route, wheel route.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Woke, there you see him, he flattens it out, then turns it up the field.
To the Army booth. Once again, Brenson Cologne is the winner of the gift card. Please
Barnes does a nice job of...
We have whistles, and we have a timeout by Pottsville, 28-7 Cougars.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 25 minutes from Prattville, 26 minutes from Jim Thorpe, 28 minutes from Tamaqua, 20 minutes from Shavertown, and 28 minutes from Clark Summit. Barber Ford in Exeter and Hazleton. Online at barberautogroup.com, where nobody but nobody sells for less.
The Falvello Law Firm, located at 314 Main Street, Suite A in Cunningham, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania, and they are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191 today.
After the Pottsville timeout, Cougars start in the Grand Central red zone. They have a 1st and 10 from the 13 after the big play to Hunsinger. It's going to be Horton. Horton up the middle, still on his feet, pulling his way. Oh, still on his feet. What an effort by Damon Horton, down to the 3. It'll depend on the spot, but he may have picked up the first down.
Damon Horton, we talked about his running ability. Nice job by the offensive line again, opening up that crease, picking up good yardage in a first down. Clock running.
That was a Harry's you pull it first down for Horton.
Now they wind the clock, Marty. 3:48.
They're going to give it to Solomon. And Solomon will be pushed back. Forward progress may give him the 1. 2nd and goal coming up for the Cougars.
Dallas Solomon, who's done a nice job defensively, gets a carry. Doesn't have to be in any hurry if you're Hazleton area. Clock heading to 3 minutes as Coach Brennan makes the call. Horton to the sideline. We talked about his effort tonight.
He's replaced by Lance Johnson. And some movement up front against the Crimson Tide, I believe. We'll bring it about half a yard to the goal line.
Half the distance will be about, you're right, Marty, about a half a yard.
It'll remain 2nd and goal. Here's Johnson to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Lance Johnson into the end zone.
First touchdown of the year for Lance Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a correction on that gift card by the U.S. Army. The actual winner is Torrey Crum. Torrey, would you please?
We have an injured Cougar after the play.
Army Station.
Four rushing touchdowns on the night for the Cougars. 2 by Horton, 1 by Wolk, and now 1 by Lance Johnson. A point away from putting 35 on the board. Get set to welcome the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West next week for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week here on WILN.
Should be interesting, Marty.
Played a very good game last year in which Hazleton area up at Spartan Stadium won by 2. And we'll be anxious to see after tonight's action how Wyoming Valley West did against the Scranton Knights.
And we look at the Lackawanna League. Berwick's playing Abingdon Heights. Look like those two leagues are crossover games. Both conferences looking at doing that. One of the things, you're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns. One of the things that you think about is injuries to maybe some of your starters, as
Jefferson Luna, the senior, being helped. And now he's going to leave under his own power. Being told from the truck that the Spartans in the 4th leading Scranton by a score of 24-13. A final, the Berwick Bulldogs defeating Abington Heights 42-0. So a couple of future Cougar opponents. One does go 1-0, one on its way to 1-0. Cougars are 224 away from being 1-0. They lead it 35-7. We'll keep it here.
You look at scores from the night, big win for Berwick. I think one of the things, and spent some time with Coach Sheptock on Wednesday. We talked briefly. Felt that Abington Heights had some talented players. Thought that Berwick up front was going to be pretty good. Obviously, that proved to be true as the Bulldogs come up big with a 42-0 win. But if you look, these games make our schedule look even better. I mean, people are winning. Hazleton, we figured, would be in the, I believe this is the 5th year.
Crestwood leading Coughlin 21-7 in 4th quarter action.
Another one of our people that will televise.
We have a Barbush Automotive kickoff coming up by Will Barrientos. I'll tell you what, Addison Mullins, if he doesn't break one tonight, somewhere in this 2018 season, if teams keep kicking to him, he's going to break one for 6. This one will be picked up by Kevin DiCello. He takes it to the far sideline, and he's going to have a return of about 8 yards. So Pottsville, as we mentioned, they'll have their home opener coming up next Friday night against Wyomissing. And, you know, you mentioned it, Joe. There was a time there that despite how well Hazleton area was playing, Pottsville was in the game, but a couple of big mistakes really cost them in this game.
Yeah, they penalties, and there weren't a lot of them, but they were all key for the most part.
And this is Minor. Minor's going to get a big run out near midfield. Good for Harry's. You pull it. Crimson Tide, first down.
Coach Brennan has to be happy. It'll be interesting to see what he has to say to you during the show this week. But he has to be fairly happy. Probably wanted a better start, but he has a very good finish. He's up by 28. We're under 2 minutes.
Minor again spins and gets a couple of yards. Give him about 3 to the 48. You know what, Joe? It just shows how rusty I am. We haven't mentioned this new artificial surface that was put in here. Looks great.
Very vivid, yes.
And I know Coach Brennan was happy that it was put in. They really didn't notice how bad the old turf had gotten until they got the new turf and saw how soft it was and how protective it was for the players going down on the surface. And then earlier on, the other addition, the new scoreboard that was installed earlier this week. A couple of great additions here to Harmon Guys Stadium, but this new artificial surface, I mean, you see it right when you walk in.
Well, I think one of the things when I walked in, you're right, I didn't know they had laid a new artificial surface down, but when you looked at it, you knew it had to be installed recently.
And this will be Minor trying to get to the outside. Hunsinger drags him down, but not before he picks up another. Harry's, you pull it, first down.
Good hustle by Hunsinger. Excellent job bringing Minor down, who's a strong running back for Pottsville area. Justice Minor, a senior, 5'11", 190. We're under a minute.
Cougars 44 seconds and counting away from being 1-0. Pass to Shank, incomplete, and that's been maybe one of the big frustrating things for Yost tonight, Joe. Really hasn't had a chance to connect with his big target, Shank, and a lot of that credit goes to David Smith. He's done a great job defensively. Shank, 2 receptions on the night, only 28 yards.
I'll tell you what else has helped. A little bit of pressure from that defensive front and the linebackers has also helped.
And remember, a key play in that third quarter where it looked like Yost had Shank in the end zone and Smith came up and knocked it away. Total team effort tonight from Hazleton area, I think is safe to say, Joe. As Minor will get the carry. Minor picks up the first down and more. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Crimson Tide first down to the 25. Clock will stop to move the chains with 29.8 seconds remaining in the ball game. And they'll say he was officially down at the 29. Crimson Tide will try to fight this one off and welcome Wyomissing next Friday night. Cougars, big rivalry back here for next Friday night against Wyoming Valley West. Part of 3 of their first 4 at home for the Cougars. And some miscommunication there as
Yost threw the pylon, right at the pylon. The receiver ran a little bit of a skinny post route, so there was miscommunication. Looks like Pottsville will try to go to the end zone here. Probably last play of the game. 8.4 seconds left. Want to try to get it in the end zone if you can.
Fisher coming from the outside again, pressuring Yost. He's going to throw to the end zone and overthrows everybody, incomplete. Clock will run out, and Hazleton area starts the 2018 season 1-0 with a 35-7 victory over the Crimson Tide of Pottsville.
Please drive home safely.
Both teams shaking hands at midfield as the Cougars, in a thorough effort, go to 1-0, defeating the Crimson Tide of Pottsville by a score of 35-7. Waiting to see if Mike Sosar can get winning head coach Mike Brennan before he talks to his team. And let's see if and Coach Brennan will talk to Mike Sosar. They get set up down on the new turf here at Harmon Guy Stadium. Mike Sosar with winning head coach Mike Brennan.
Coach, you and Marty had talked earlier in the week about the defense, the depth, the rotation, keeping fresh guys in and out. Tribute there with Cunningham. Matt Fisher played out of his mind in the second half. And, of course, David Smith had that big play in the third quarter. And a tribute to that defense with a stat, Joe Flanagan, 0 for 9 on third down conversions.
Yeah, our defense played hard. You know, we played well. We have a lot of deception in our defense. Our kids played hard all the time. We bent a little bit. They made some plays. Overall, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and I was proud of those guys.
Coach, you move on now. League play starts next week. The Spartans come to town in Wyoming Valley West. 2-point win up there last year. Your thoughts?
We have to be better. You know, we were solid tonight. Weren't as good as I think we could be. It's week one. We don't have to be as good as we can be. We need to continue to develop every week, and that starts with watching some film and getting ready to have a good practice on Monday.
Coach, we move on to next week. We'll see you then. Thank you. Back upstairs, guys.
Mike, thank you very much. Congratulations to Coach Brennan and the Cougars. They are 1-0. We are going to take a break and be back to wrap it up from Harmon Guy Stadium. Cougars win it, 35-7.
I'm proud to announce our end of the summer Giant 10 event. Over 300 cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities at one location, the Laurel Mall. We'll be offering free gifts for every test drive valued up to $100. 4 days only, Wednesday, August 22nd through Saturday, August 25th. No reasonable offer will be refused. There will be a credit consultation center set up with 6 lenders and over $2.4 million to lend. Interest rates starting at 0%. Discounts up to $10,000 at the Blaze Alexander Summer Sales event at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss this event.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
We welcome you back to Harmon Guy Stadium. Week number 1 is in the books for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. And a thorough effort, a total team effort by the Hazleton area Cougars, coming away with a 35-7 victory over the Pottsville Crimson Tide. Strong rushing attack, 4 rushing touchdowns on the night, 2 from Damon Horton. He went over the 100-yard mark in the opening half by himself. And defensively, I thought the depth really showed tonight for Hazleton area as they were able to run kids in and out, keep everybody fresh. And as you mentioned in that fourth quarter, protecting that big lead, that Hazleton area defense was putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
I think that's the biggest thing. And you know what? As we look at that, excellent job by our player of the game.
The Arc Electric Wire Guys player of the game, Jared Cunningham.
I tell you what, he's made several big plays, there being one of them, Jared Cunningham. Arc Electric Wire Guys player of the game.
And you talked about this one. This was his second of 2 sacks on the night, going all the way from the outside, firing his way back to sack Yost from behind.
Great hustle by Jared Cunningham. Great defensive secondary work by the Hazleton secondary.
They got a great job offensively, but we thought Cunningham made that big sack, the first one, when it was still 7-0. Got the short punt on special teams. Then Horton on the very first offensive play made it 14-0. Jared Cunningham, I really thought, turned things around. He's our Arc Electric Wire Guys player of the game. 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and he was part of a defense that held the Crimson Tide to just 7 tonight.
I think Coach Brennan has to be happy overall, maybe not happy with the start. They were a little, ran into some problems early, but they played well defensively, used a lot of people that we talked about. Great effort from all of the people, offensively and defensively. You get better between 1 and 2. They say that's where you improve the most. looking forward to next Friday night against Wyoming Valley West.
If that's the case, Joe, I think we're going to have a heck of a ball game next Friday night right here at Harmon Guy Stadium.
And looking forward to it.
Joe Flanagan, thank you, my friend. You did a great job, my friend. Jim Burns will be back with us next week. We're going to say goodnight from Harmon Guy Stadium. For our director, Barry J.S. For stats by the coach, Joe Flanagan. For Mike Sosar, Gary Perna, Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Once again, the final score, Hazleton area 35, Pottsville 7. Join us next Friday night for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 2. The Cougars of Hazleton area will be right back here at Harmon Guy Stadium. They'll play host to Wyoming Valley West. We'll be on the air next Friday night live at 7. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Hazleton.
Fun for everyone.